Have you ever experienced stigma or discrimination because of your conditions? How do you handle that?
Oh yeah, I've experienced a lot of stigma from these things because if you have something like bipolar or schizophrenic disorder or narcissism or anything else like that, you're considered a monster. And I've said this a lot during the course of this interview, but it's something I want to hammer home. It really is. I want to really let people know what it's like, because you can't be a normal person with this. You'll never be a normal person. And yes, embrace the weirdness, whatever cute little quote from a t-shirt you want to apply to this. It's never easy. It's not something that I wish upon an enemy. This is something that I have to deal with. It's something that you people make me have to deal with. What do I mean? It's real simple. I'm not a human being as far as you people are concerned. I am my diagnoses. I am not, hey, this is David the Reverend Brownoni, who just so happens to have mental illness. No, this is a person with bipolar who may or may not be a decent person sometimes, but you better watch out because they're not reliable and they're going to turn on you at a moment's notice because they are a wild beast. That is the stigma I have. And if you think it's hyperbolic, I don't give a fuck. That's what I have to deal with. That's what I have to hide. And hide is the word I'm using because I have to hide from everyone. I had to hide everything about me. I had to hide my symptoms. I had to hide the effects. I have to hide the fact that I'm on medication. So yes, there is discrimination. It's just a loud discrimination.
Is there a link between ADHD and bipolar disorder?
And yes, I mentioned earlier that there is a link between ADHD and bipolar. There's a comorbidity between the two, which states that if you have one, you probably have the other. So whenever someone tells me they have ADHD, my first thought is, what else do you have? What else is going on in that brain of yours? What else is bringing you down? What else are you dealing with? That's what I think. Because that's what I have to go through.
Can you define hyperfocus with ADHD?
Hyperfocus with ADHD. How do I define that? It's very simple for me. I have found something that I want to do. This is the only thing I want to do. I have to do this one thing. This is the one thing that I must do. And anything that gets in the way is the enemy. Anyone that gets in between me and whatever my hyperfocus is my enemy. That's hyperfocus because I have to do it. It's not a I want to do this. It's a I have to do this. And if I can't, my entire life goes upside down, and I have to figure out how to deal with that or have a meltdown. That's hyperfocus. Hyperfocus is not fun. Yes, it can be very productive if I can channel it right, but the chances of channeling it right are usually about 7 in 10, maybe? And that's on a good day. On a bad day, it's 3 in 10. And And those are the days when I just walk around the house trying to figure out what else I can do because my mind is saying, I must do this, I must do this, I must do this, I must do this, but I can't do this. But I don't care. You must do this, you must do this, you must do this. I can't do this. I had to find something else to do. Don't care. Do this now. Do you understand what that is? Can you comprehend how disruptive that can really be? I can't do about my daily chores. I can barely go to the bathroom when I'm hyper-focused on something because that takes away from me doing the thing I want to do. Whatever it is, it might be playing music, it might be recording a podcast, it might be doing dishes, it might just be painting my fucking nails. I don't know. But if I can't do that, things go ass up.
Is there a difference in how you experience hyperfocus with bipolar disorder?
There is a real big difference between a hyperfocus ADHD day and, say, a bipolar manic period. Because if I'm manic, then I feel like a god who can do anything. Hyperfocus is simply, must do it, must do it, must do it, must do it, must do it. That's the real difference between, say, hyperfocus and a mania. And to be honest with you, I would rather have the hyperfocus. At least I can get something done. When I'm manic, manic days are days I really wish I never had to experience.
What advice would you give to someone who has just been diagnosed with bipolar disorder and/or ADHD?
Advice I'd give to someone else who's just been diagnosed with either bipolar or ADHD is very simple. First off, get some self-awareness. It's hard and it's not easy to come by, but good God, you need to look out for it because you need to question every single aspect of your day and your life. You need to question about whether or not what you're doing is proper or if you're being fueled by something else. The other thing I would suggest, get your ass into therapy. And I don't mean that as an insult. I mean that as real, hard, loving advice. Get yourself into some type of therapy. Talk to someone. Figure out what you can do. Figure out what type of ADHD you have. Figure out what type of bipolar you got going on. And if you're afraid of meds, let me tell you something. Get rid of that fear real goddamn quick, because if not, you're not going to survive very long, or the people around you are going to suddenly disappear. Get yourself help. Look into it. Figure out what you can do. Don't let it slide, because it's going to kill you. It's going to destroy your life.